um that box that I need to pick up at the post office. I haven't had the chance to. And then now that we're definitely moving, I'm a little worried that I'm gonna have enough space to do for a specific like a studio type thing.
Any chance that you have your finger on the intro ready?
On the intro?
Yeah.
No, not yet. I can.
Okay.
If
Reason I
not,
ask is I have one bite of spaghetti left, and it'll just take like 10 seconds, which is about the same time as the intro will run.
all right. You got
So
5, 4, 3, 2.
I got zero friends.
Two guys from two sides of the world. The Flip Side with Jay and Noel. You can catch us live online on YouTube and Facebook Monday, Wednesdays, and Sundays. And now, your hosts, Jay and Noel.
Why is there soccer up on the screen?
yeah,
Oh,
ba.
ubos na.
Oh, sorry. Let me take that out. I didn't mean to share it just yet. It's one of the things that I wanted to talk about later.
Yeah. Good morning. What's up? How you doing, guys? that,
Good morning, sir. What day is
that
it
was so awkward.
on your side of the world today? Sunday. We're both on Sunday today, though, right? May
Yes,
5th.
Sunday morning. Wet and dreary outside. It's raining, and it's cold again.
7 p.m.
Which
here, 7 a.m. there. You're not on DST or anything. Sorry about the froggy voice, by the way, but I'm starting to
that
dig how
too.
sexy it is. Yeah.
I'm having that kind of bad voice day as well. Um,
Wait. Speaking of which, did you ever go through like, voice changing puberty, in high school
I'm
or
still
or
waiting. I'm still I'm still waiting, dude. It's ridiculous. I mean,
your
it's
son,
kind of like
anything
the
close
same
to that?
octave, just got a little deeper. That's it. I mean, if my voice changed, it's like maybe that much. Not much, really. It's the same thing.
You didn't go through the pumipiyok stage like, "Could you
No,
pass me the salt, please?"
no, not at all. Honestly, listening to you, even from when we started like talking more and more and more, your voice didn't change from when we were kids.
High
It sounded
school?
the same. Yeah.
Oh, which reminds me, here's an interesting thing to talk about. When you start doing like, well, radio, voiceover work, anything, when you started wearing the headset,
Right.
didn't you find it weird when you play back the video and then you're like, is that my voice?
Yeah, because people always tell me your voice sucks, man.
No. But when you first heard it yourself, like
Yeah,
on speakers or
it
a
was a bit
headset,
weird. It was
it's a
definitely
bit
weird.
weird, right? Again, like a
Yeah.
bit strange, like smelling your breath for the first time when you wear that COVID mask.
Right. To be quite honest with you, I caught myself trying to like, lower my voice a little bit more, trying to pretend like it's a more manly voice because my
Mm.
voice does not match my looks. It's
Yeah, what do they say? The voice for newspapers or something like that, and a face
right.
for radio.
Once
Okay,
upon a time, when I was younger, actually, my brother used to use me to call his girlfriend because I'm able to project a woman's voice or a girl's voice when I was younger.
wow.
This was
Okay,
in the Philippines. In the Philippines, still, yeah. He would make me call his girlfriend's house because the dad wouldn't allow the boy calling the girl, and
sample,
I was like,
sample.
I can't do it anymore. Like, hi, scared,
Hi.
whatever. I could project a little girl's voice back then.
Hello, sir. Sir, pwedeng makausap si John John.
Hi, pwede ho ba makausap si Cheryl? And then when she goes on the phone, I'd hand the phone to my brother. That was so.
And then you were like, oh, 10 pesos.
Wala, babatukan pa ako eh. It's like,
Malis ka na dyan.
okay, go,
Ganun.
layas.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Listen, my cough syrup is will last 6 hours long. So
Robitussin.
I'm loaded and ready to go. So I shouldn't be coughing for the next 6 hours. Let's get this show
Let's
on
get
the
this
road,
show
shall
on the
we?
road. Listen. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Episode 147 coming to you live from Virginia and somewhere in the Philippines. This is the Flip Side. How are you guys doing?
Live and in the flesh.
In the flash. Hey, listen, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. So, um, you brought up a couple of subjects that I wanted to discuss as well. One being the Vhong Navarro and Cedric Lee case. The verdict is actually completed. I believe he's
Ooh.
been sentenced already. Um,
Have you seen the mugshots though? That's the question.
no, I
I
have
think
not seen the mugshots, to be honest with you.
that's the next
Also,
hot issue, I think.
one of the interesting things I found over the week was really Olympus Mountain. Apparently, it's the largest mountain in the solar system. And to be honest with you, the past 24 hours, I've watched nothing but shorts on this because
Wow.
I'm pretty interested. I don't know why.
Jason
Also,
from the USA checking out Mount Olympus and astrological stuff going on up
I
in
think it's
outer space.
Olympus Mons is what it's called.
Olympus Mons.
Yeah, and then
Wow.
also the situation in the South China Sea is now starting to reflect in the mainland itself of the Philippines. And I don't know if it's just history repeating itself or are Filipinos really starting to become wary about what's going on and are kind of getting scared about things.
What makes you say that we're starting to look scared?
I don't know if it's being scared or or just starting to notice things, but there seems to be prejudice in regards to the Chinese in the Philippines is repeating itself from way back then.
Mm.
Yeah. So apparently it goes all
History
the way back
lesson
to the
on the
to the
way.
it goes back all the way to the Spanish era.
All right, let's
Yeah.
get into it.
So, this case with Navarro versus Lee. To be honest with you, it's always been kind of iffy and questionable for me, right?
Question
So
is, did you hear it before? Because again,
I've heard it
the whole
before.
thing, the whole shtick is that this happened 10 years ago.
Exactly. So one of the questions was, it took 10 years for this case to be tried or to be completed, right?
Mm.
But back then in 2014, I was just shocked all of a sudden by seeing a mugshot or a medical picture of Vhong Navarro with a black eye and everything. There's a puffy face, right?
Mm.
And then the
Mm.
video
Mm.
started leaking. You remember this, right?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So the whole story was Cedric, or there's this girl. I think her name is Denise Cornejo.
Mhm.
She's a supposed model. Maybe I don't know if she was a model back then, but she seems like she was a model
Mm.
now. Or what? When I say was because of the verdict,
Mm.
um, called Vong to meet her in a I don't know somebody's apartment complex or whatever,
Mm.
right? Or is it a hotel? I don't know. Do you remember?
Apartment, condo.
Apartment,
Yeah.
condo.
Mm.
Okay. So first off, they supposedly held him hostage and like for whatever, trying to get money out of him.
Yes, I'll do a little reenactment. Psst, psst. May ginagawa ka ba?
Wala
Are you
naman. Wala. Ano ba balita?
bored ka na ba? Punta ka naman dito. So he comes over, and then we see the CCTV footage
Right.
of him getting in the elevator kind of thing.
The one thing I'm unclear of, was he married during that time or no? Was he already married?
I have no idea. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know the details of the case.
Right.
I wasn't really following it that much.
Well, that was one of the questions that I had then, because okay, why would you go to it sounds shady. Obviously, if you're going to go to a girl's house around that time of night when you're invited, you're going to think of one thing, you're going to get hooked up,
Yeah. No,
right?
come to think of it, no. Come to think of it, I think he was like again. I could be wrong about this. I think he was married, but the whole press release was that they're friends. They're just catching up on things, or I
Right.
just want to express my feelings to you, or talk
Uh-huh.
about. Like, I just gusto ko lang magpalabas ng sama ng loob. I'm just looking for somebody to talk to.
Okay. So, is that normal though? I mean, I guess sa Pilipinas medyo normal, 'di ba? Because it's okay.
Oh,
It does happen a lot where boys or males are friends with females in the Philippines, as opposed to here. It's hard because it always leads to something.
sure,
But
sure.
yeah, so I guess that's where my train of thought is. So I'm assuming Vong maybe did plan to do, hang. I
Sure,
don't know. I really
sure,
don't know.
sure. Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Right.
But all of a sudden, this Cedric Lee comes in. Was he the boyfriend at that time? I don't know. Of the girl?
I
He
think so.
wasn't, right?
I think he is.
Okay, so he walks in with two of his other thugs, and then all of a sudden try to beat the crap out of Vhong.
Right. That's what I
Yeah.
got. Mm.
So supposedly they held him for ransom, but they let him go after they beat him up. So first of all, how stupid are they?
Mm, mm, mm.
If you're gonna plan on doing something like that, why let him go? Yeah.
Right. But I guess they didn't want to kill him. They didn't want to, hurt him more than he needed to be hurt.
Yeah. So the case went on for, I guess, 10 years. I mean, Vaughn was definitely cleared of any malicious act whatsoever with less than a year.
I don't know if you
When
were
it
planning
happened.
to skip over this detail, but I heard from my source here.
Mm.
Again, I wasn't catching up on the reading or anything like that, but as far as I can understand, from verbal interpretations of the third kind,
Hmm.
is that um, they filed a case against him, or he filed a case against. No, baliktad. They filed a case against him first,
Right.
and then he went to jail, or even turned himself in. Went to jail. That got dismissed or scrapped out, and then he flipped the script and filed a case against them that they put him under detention or didn't, beat him up and didn't let him go and force him for ransom or
Vaughn
something
went to
like
jail
that.
first?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
little update that I just found out recently. Now, first
Yeah.
they filed a case against him first, and then when that was done, he flipped it over and filed a case against them,
Okay, no, that I did not know.
which probably explains why it took 10 years, maybe 5 years give or take for the first case to finish, and then another
Right.
5 years give or take for the second case to finish, which is where we're at now,
Right.
which is what we found out last week or a few days ago that they're. But let's jump over to the. I'm just too impatient. Let's skip over to the mugshots though. You got to look at the mugshots.
Do you have that by any chance? I don't have that.
No, I can look.
Who Cedric Lee mugshot? Is that what it is?
Yeah, you got to compare the mugshots of the males to the mugshots of the female.
Hold on,
And
let's see
then
if
let
I
me
can
know.
find
Tell
it.
me the first thing that you notice about the mugshots. And
Excuse
again, this is all speculation. I don't know if anything or if the authorities have recognized or have done anything about this, but this is just the mga marites siguro no na internet. Nakikisali na rin ako. I'm just being part of the gossip squad,
Right.
and you can't help but
What?
come up with your theories. Are you looking at it?
Yeah, hold on. I'm about to bring it up real quick.
Sige.
This is
While I try to clear my throat. What you got? Which one did you find?
okay. I found at least hers.
Oh, yeah, let's stick with that.
So, that being said, I can't seem to.
Are you able to share it?
Yeah. Here.
So let me cut to the chase here. So the guys, you can see their faces, right?
Yeah, but the girls you can't,
But the girl, for some reason, it's blurred.
and that's her right there.
No, but even if
Supposedly,
it's
that's her.
even
but-
if it's blurred, do you have any thoughts on the comparison?
Well, the face is definitely not her.
Mm.
I can just tell by the nose and the lips. Obviously, the chin is a little similar, but it
bit
doesn't
sus,
look
right?
like her, huh?
It's a bit sus, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing: while you try to digest that and try to look at it, comb through it with a fine tooth comb, there's also rumors about them getting like air conditioned rooms. My
Yeah.
blood pressure went up. I need to go to the doctor. They get to go to the or see a doctor, kind of thing.
Hmm.
Parang, no ba?
I don't get it.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean, this mugshot, first of all, he's smiling.
Comedy special, yeah.
You know, why is he smiling? I mean, you're about to spend. I mean, the verdict was he's getting 40 years to life in prison. Is that correct?
Mm.
Okay. That being said, would you really be smiling?
Well, if you're going on vacation for a couple of months, maybe.
Right. I mean, 40 years to life, and then he's smiling. I mean, then again, there's a possibility that he's definitely going to get his own room. He's going to get conjugal visits and all that stuff. It's just like a long vacation. It's like a ghetto retreat. It's just like he's checking into a rehab center.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna
Yeah.
go that far, but yeah, something like that. So
But that doesn't look like her unless she's got some work done. Forehead's bigger, it's protruding out more. Then again, is
yeah,
that 10
and
years
even
ago?
the come to think of it, even
The
that
hairline.
hairline of the girl on the red
Yeah.
shirt, parang
Uh-huh.
there's that thing that goes down like that. Yung sa
Hmm.
kanya on the one 10 years ago, wala. There's nothing like that. So even if she
Right.
got fat, you're not gonna change your hair thingamajiggy.
I don't see unless you really gained a lot of weight. I mean, the nose, uh,
But why
maybe.
is it blurred? That's the first thing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely the biggest change there is I mean, she doesn't have a dimples on the other mugshot. This one there is right there.
I mean, it's all over the news that they say nahatulan na, they're guilty like that,
Yeah.
and then they got these mugshots. Alin, alin, alin ang naiba. Isiping mabuti, isipin kung alin ang naiba.
Is it questionable? Is it possible that they paid somebody off like for family? And I mean, somebody would probably sacrifice themselves to get money. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. Only in the Philippines. It's more fun in the Philippines, really. So
But that's 40 years
everything
of their lives. 40 years to life. So there
just
is
like
that
a joke.
right. There is that possibility.
And I guess they expect the public to believe it. I guess they expect us to just take it hook, line, and sinker.
I guess. But it's like why go through well, I mean it's somebody's freedom. Let's take a listen real quick.
Hmm.
This was in the news that a couple of days ago.
So serious illegal detention for ransom ang negosyanteng si Cedric Lee at modelong si Denise Cornejo na isinampan ng aktor na si Vhong Navarro. Base sa desisyon ng Taguig Regional Court Branch 153,
Oh, in Taguig, that's close to you, right?
napatunayang nagkasala sina Lee, Cornejo at sina Ferdinand Guerrero.
I mean, come on, look. Are you gonna walk around after supposedly turning yourself in with a smug face like that?
Yeah,
know what I mean?
that's another thing. But maybe
Look at
maybe that's his natural look. I don't know. I
Oh,
can't
come
comment all that.
on.
But yeah, there is this smugness effect
Yeah.
that's going on.
Guerrero at Simeon Ras at hinatulan ng korte ng parusang reklusyon perpetua o habang buhay na pagkakabilanggo. Pinagbabayad din ang bawat isa sa mga ito ng kabuang 300,000 pesos kay Navarro. Agad naman kinansela ng korte ang bail bond ng mga akusado. Personal na dumalo si Raz at Cornejo sa promulgation kaya agad sila ipinakulong ng korte. Habang nagpalabas naman ng warrant of arrest ang korte laban kina Lee at Guerrero. Labis naman ang pasasalamat ni Vhong sa nakuhang hustisya sa tulong ng kanyang mga abogado at kaibigan na naniniwala at hindi siya iniwan sa kanyang laban.
I'll tell you what though. I was a bit surprised. I don't know how, what the consequences are as far, which is another thing, by the way.
Right.
That's the nice lesson about this is that, no matter how big you are, what kind of, deity you believe in or whatever,
Right.
and
Right.
there's still not just justice will be served, but that there are consequences for your actions. But anyway, no, what I wanted to get at is what about for you guys when a crime like that happens, illegal detention, you beat somebody up, false claims of rape, but
I
turns
think
out not to be true. How many years behind bars were you expecting?
they're
do you
they're definitely
usually
gonna get
expect?
40 years to life. They're not. That's
Is that
too
normal?
excessive. Yeah, that's too excessive. I'm
No, no,
probably
no.
guessing like 5 to 10 years.
Exactly.
Maybe.
That's what I was
That's
thinking
it.
also. Maybe 5 to 10 years and then
Right.
maybe 300, maybe a million pesos or something to pay the guy or pay the
Correct.
court or something. But I
Right.
wasn't expecting 40 years to life.
Yeah,
Well-
to me that's a bit too excessive. I don't know what the court case in Navarro's case does that Is that without parole, or are they eligible for parole or not? I don't know. I didn't really see the details on that, but it seems too excessive. 40 years to life, you know. Now, could they consider the past 10 years as part of their sentence? Who knows, right?
We like, you know, theatrics here in the Philippines. You know, I think that it's like,
Right,
oh,
right.
4 years to life, and then and then it's hard to comment. I don't want to say anything about it anymore.
Yeah,
Don't wanna-
yeah. Anyway, I think it's a bit too excessive, but I am glad that he got justice, because what those two did was definitely despicable. It's malicious, and they definitely had bad intentions, and they were chasing something bigger out of it. You know, maybe money. You know, who knows? But isn't that Cedric Lee guy rich in his own way?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Even Vhong was saying that even if they do get caught and they do
Yeah.
get guilty,
Uh,
there's a video out. I haven't really seen it, but I know that there's a video out. People were talking about it before, and up until now, I think now he said something. Even if they get caught, they're still going to be able to do something or act on revenge or something like that. Like it's not
mm.
going to be over, but he's doing what he can, kind of thing.
Oh God, see, stupid things
So
like that. It's never gonna end. Basically, the only time something like that's gonna end is maybe if somebody offs somebody. You know, that's it. You know.
it's
But
scary.
anyway, yeah, I'm glad that it worked out for Vong. Just be careful. Watch your six. Watch your back. Um, I don't know. Whatever. I'm tired of it. It took 10 years, for crying out loud. 10 years for the
Uh,
case to, I don't know. That to me, it's a little bit really, it's a lot of sus things going on. Questionable, but whatever.
all right. I don't know how we're going to segue into this next thing that I wanted to talk about, if you don't mind, but I think
Go
it's a
ahead.
bit related. Speaking of guys getting justice and that kind of
Mm,
thing, I wanted to segue into this soccer video that I wanted to share with you. A couple of
yeah.
stories that I wanted to put together, though, ties up with a theme, I think, of uh, well, being a guy or being human, I guess. But here, let me
Hmm.
play this video for you real quick, and um, if you don't mind, I'll just narrate it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I'll be able to play. Where do I play it? Um, but basically, they're professional players getting on the field. This is in Japan, and then like 100 kids or 100 non-professional players, and these three players still beat these 100 players on the field,
Seriously.
right? So there's that
Oh,
example,
come on.
and then there's another guy that I wanted to talk about. I forget his name.
That's awesome, though, right there.
Imagine that, right? 100
Yeah,
versus 3.
yeah, yeah.
Have you heard of Joshua Bell?
Joshua Bell. No, I don't think so.
Okay, I'm trying my best to sort of weave this into everything that I was just talking about.
Okay.
But with Joshua's story, and I don't have a video to show, but basically he's this world class, one of the best violinists, one of the best musicians in the world.
Okay.
So one day he shows up at a concert and he's got like 1 point something $3 million violin. He's playing at a concert and it's sold out. Like each ticket is like $100 each, and that I guess that
Mm.
sounds pretty expensive for a violin performance, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 days later, after his performance, which was sold out in the theater, he performs at a Subway. Have you heard about this one?
No, no, I haven't heard this.
I think I got a video of it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Joshua Bell Subway.
yeah. You want to be the one to put it up? So this one, it's an old story, but I think it'll sort of tie up with a guy stories that we were talking about a while ago. He
Yeah.
performs at a Subway like 3 days after, again with his $1, $2, $3 million
Violin.
violin, does his thing, performs, and he's kind of just ignored. Like people are just walking by. Oh, maybe people are thinking, oh wow, he's a good player. Maybe he
Yeah.
is a good violinist. But
Okay.
I just love how it illustrates the idea that no matter how good you are,
Right.
if you're not in the right space or you're not in the right environment,
It
nobody's
means
gonna
nothing.
care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me.
So
Can I
I
share?
don't know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In some twisted way, the Vhong Navarro story, and then those three professional players versus 100. It all There's a common thread there somewhere in the back of my mind. I don't know exactly what it is, but
Well, that looks like that's him right there preparing.
yeah.
Not one person stops by. Look at that. Okay, maybe a couple.
Hold on a second. Let me interrupt. Again, $1 to $2 or $3 million violin,
Yeah.
sold out concert, and here at the end of this, he played for 45 minutes, and he got like $32
Wow.
from donations after that. So it was the Joshua Bell's, a subway experiment. And mind you, it's worth saying also that this happened like 15, 17, 20 years ago. Huh? This is
Right,
not like
right.
a recent story. It's
Right.
just one of those things that came up on my feed, and I just thought I'd share it.
That's pretty impressive, though. I mean, sometimes you'd like to think like, okay, are people really just? It's not, I don't think that people don't care. It's just that it's sometimes it's not within their interest.
Yeah, I mean, he's not Britney Spears performing a
Right.
dance number. Oh,
Right.
which reminds
Right.
me, I went over to my son this weekend,
Okay.
and he wanted to show off with me and say, "Hey, Dad, I can do the moonwalk." He showed me his
Wow.
he showed me his thing,
Yeah.
and then I was like, "Oh, I think I know a little bit of that."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I did my thing, and he was like, "Oh, how do you know how to do the moonwalk?"
Hello. That was our generation.
So maybe next time I'll show you a video of it. It's not something that I had
It's
prepared.
literally one of those phrases. You weren't born yet. We were already doing it. You know?
Yeah, or no, sa Taga it sounds better in Tagalog. Papunta ka pa lang, pabalik na ako.
Right, there you go. There you go.
But yeah, you're right though. Let's go back to that. Like I guess with the Vhong story and those
Right,
three professionals versus three. Like you might be complaining like, "Oh, life is not fair," and like this and like that. But a lot of it, I think we forget, is that a lot of it is also luck, right? Environment, situation coming together. No matter
I mean,
sometimes, no matter how hard you try, if you're just on the right, if you're just in the wrong spot, wrong time, wrong environment,
right.
yeah, you're just out of luck. And it was just a nice story to come up
You know how everybody
over
like
the
always
weekend.
thinks like, okay, people are just so lucky with things so much, and then some people will rebuttal. Well, no, it's hard work. Yeah. But the thing here is, in a lot of cases, especially with the 1% of 1%ers, a lot of those is also passed down. So it could be
Mm.
luck. That luck could have started somewhere, right?
Yeah, I remember now the reason why I wanted to share this also. And forgive me if I wasn't able to tie up all the stories together, but basically May is like mental health May or something like that. So it was
Mm,
also just one of those things where when you complain maybe to a therapist, which I assume you don't have an experience with because you've never done that kind of thing. If you complain about something, one of the things that they'll do is like empathize with you or understand that, like, of course you'd be upset because of the situation that you're in. Like, it's but natural to be acting the way that you're acting because you are
right,
in that kind of a situation. So not to
right.
pander to bad behavior or anything like that, or to excuse bad behavior. But what I'm just saying is, like, we tend to, like, guys especially, I think, like, we tend to compare our where we're at, our highlight reel versus somebody else's highlight reel, but you don't know
Mm-hmm.
the context or the story behind that kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it would be good to touch on something like that.
Yeah, yeah. In your particular case, would you believe that where you are or how you are, is it based on life itself or luck or what?
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
I think in my side, I'm sorry, I apologize for cutting you off. It just popped up in my head. In my side, I think I'm looking at it both ways though. Life definitely brought me here, but it's luck that what's kept me here.
mm,
I think that's how I want to put it. Huh. Interesting.
eh, para sa akin, for me, parang simple lang. It's like you just really can't compare. You just, like, as a guy or human being, if you are doing what you can to get out of that situation. If you know that you are, then salute or hats off to you.
Right.
But if you're not, then you know what you need to do next. But if you, like, you'll go through life and say that, you know this happened to me because of that person, or life
Right.
is not fair, kind of thing. It's like, it's hard to say that. So
Right. Right.
there's no hugot or anything specific that I'm, like, trying to talk about here specifically. Again, just tipping my hat off to Mental Health Awareness May. That,
Is that what that is?
like,
May is mental health awareness?
I
How do you
think
know that?
so. I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, like Mental Health Month for May.
Right.
So yun lang, just like, again, you can't compare, and a lot of it's got to do with luck and what you're trying to do, and it's really just difficult
Mm-hmm.
to,
Mm-hmm.
or not difficult, but more like, just be careful. Just be careful not to compare.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But it's
I don't know
hard.
if where I'm
It's hard.
getting where I'm getting with that. Yeah, it's normal. It's normal, but
Right.
uh,
Right.
again, with the guy with the 1.33 million violin, no matter how good you are, but if you're in a subway and everybody's rushing to go to work,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
don't expect to earn $100, even if you just got $100 from each ticket sold out in the stadium 2 or 3 days
Right.
before.
Right. Right.
That if you're just on the wrong spot. And with Vhong Navarro, whether he's guilty for cheating or had some malicious intent,
Mm-hmm.
and Cedric had all the reason to get upset at him, kind of thing. Parang whether guilty or not guilty si Vhong, what I'm thinking is, there's still consequences for what
Luck
the
is on his
girl
side. Yeah.
and Cedric tried to do to him,
Right.
diba?
Oh. Oh.
And likewise with the 100 players versus the 3 professionals. I mean, can you imagine? I'm sure those 100 players were like, "Psst, got this." You know,
There's no way.
no way these guys are going to win.
Right.
But you don't know. I mean, these guys turned out to be professional players, and they got their thing figured out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yun eh.
It's
Diba?
surprising. It's surprising. But at the same time, it kind of makes you think. Really, I mean, if you go at the bottom of it all, how much does luck really play into your life? Just like with those situations.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
I'd say.
obviously, Vong is walking out full of praises there. So
I mean, can you imagine if he did something like that? Guy thinking with his penis
yeah.
goes to a girl's place, but he's not Vhong Navarro. He's not a celebrity that's got
Oh,
300,000,
definitely.
500,000
Yeah.
pesos to pay, or 1 million pesos to pay an attorney.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine that? Can you imagine if he went to the public attorney's office? God bless
Can you
their souls.
defend
I mean,
me for this?
all,
Yeah.
they're doing what they can with all the cases that they need to work with,
Right.
but it'll probably take 5-10 years just for it to get filed in court.
Right. Right. I mean,
Not to say that, not to talk negative about the Philippine justice system, but it is just the way it is. That's just the reality.
right. Right.
So again, luck from Vhong, meaning since he is a celebrity and that he's able to fight that fight,
Mm-hmm.
and he was just out of luck that he was also fighting a big clan or a big family like that. So
Is the Lee family a big family over there?
that's
For
what I
them?
heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, at least luck played a big part in all of that in regards to Vhong's life. So
But with the mug shots and people coming up with conspiracy theories or
right,
ideas on what that
right.
mug shot's all about, parang it's not over. I have a feeling there's a Squid Games Part 2, which hasn't come out here in the
there's
Philippines just
definitely
yet, by the
something.
way.
It looks like something's brewing. You know what I mean?
Something is cooking. Do you guys
Yeah.
have Squid Games there? Did it ever come out there?
It
Squid Games
did.
2? Two,
It all came out here. I never really got into the Squid Games, to be honest with you. I've never seen one episode of Squid Games. I've never even seen one trailer of Squid Games or anything.
Oh,
Although my
okay.
wife and my kids got into it, I never did. I don't
I
know
thought I'd
why.
I thought I'd just mention it because of the suspense. Because here for a good 6 months, maybe a year, they said Squid Games 2 is coming out, but it never did. I don't know if it ever did,
I
but
don't think it did. No.
it was delayed. They put a date on it, and then that
Mm,
date would be delayed again, and then
mm.
I'd get strung along for such a long time. Now I was like, ayoko na. I don't want to watch and wait anymore.
Yeah.
Wait anymore.
I never got
Lost
into it.
interest.
Yeah. I never got into it. I don't know why. I meant to. It's just, I don't, like Breaking Bad, that TV
Uh,
show. Okay, you know
uh,
how it was big like almost 10 years ago or 5 years ago,
uh,
whatever?
uh, uh.
I'm just now getting into it. And I've never seen an episode before. I've never watched an episode before. And then last week, it just literally popped up into my feed again. I'm like, check it out. It's on Netflix. I turned it on.
Mm.
Oh my God, dude. So yesterday, I sent you a link on it, or not, to tell you to watch Madame Secretary. It's a TV show on Netflix.
Tell me about
Um,
it. I
yeah,
didn't get a
about the
chance to.
Secretary of State, basically, right? It's
Mm.
season 3, episode 15, I believe is what it is that I told you. It's basically, these are fictional conflicts about, the government, Secretary of State, the president, whatever, dealing with
Mm.
all these international issues. Well, it just turns out that one of the countries that they were or the main country they were dealing with this episode was with the Philippines.
What's it called again? Madame what? I'm gonna go search
Madame
for it.
Secretary, Madam, and then Secretary. It's with Tia
Episode number.
Leone. Season 3, episode 15.
Okay.
So it's basically the Secretary of State dealing with some issues with the Philippines, whatnot. But the
Mm.
portrayal of the Philippines, or the actors that played the
Filipinos.
Filipino president,
Oh.
and then also some secretary or whatever.
Oh.
Oh my God, dude.
Wait,
It is laughable. Laughable.
You didn't like it?
No, it's horrible.
Oh
So this
no.
guy, hold on. Oh my God. Can you pause that? Can you play the
Mm.
sound? It's that guy.
Hold
Look
on.
at the way he portrays the president.
Crosses the line. The Secretary of State is forced into a break in diplomacy.
Oh no, that's not
Clobbered
it.
a world leader instead of
Let me-
saving a major regional agreement.
New Madam Secretary, CBS next Sunday.
New Madam Secretary on CBS
Right.
next Sunday.
It's a good show. It's a good show. Season 3, episode 15.
Just get with OM.
Good show, but you weren't happy with the Filipino acting. What was it? What
No,
was
it
your
was
thing
just
about?
horrible the way it was portrayed and whatnot. Uh, I was like a
That-
little bit surprised, to be honest
The
with
acting
you.
or the story? The acting or the
The
script?
story. I mean, no,
The
the
story.
acting. The acting. Hold on,
The
hold on. I know you're
performance,
hearing
okay.
something.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
know
I'm
how
not.
to turn it off.
I'm not hearing anything.
Okay, hold on.
I'm not hearing voices.
So, this guy, all right. Let me see what happened here.
Madame Secretary.
Okay, so this is a portrayal of a Filipino president. I think it's just a bit overboard. I mean, if you compare the way Marcos speaks and this guy, this
Mm.
guy,
Is he
it's not his fault, okay? He's definitely Filipino.
is he portraying Marcos?
No, I don't know. He's portraying a Filipino president.
Just random any president.
Yes.
What's up, president?
just to the scene real quick here is she's visiting the Philippines, and she's supposed to be speaking with the president of the Philippines in the
Mm.
presidential office. Okay, this is the scene right here. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear it.
Congratulate you on your election, Mr. President.
Really, I know Dalton supported my opponent.
I mean, it was like it's
So-
just something that Filipinos are being made fun of here. Like,
Bro,
I don't know.
He said one line. I only got to hear one line, and this is my impression. He's a Filipino
Right.
pretending to be Filipino, pretending to have a Filipino accent,
Right.
although he is already Filipino.
Right.
So
I
you
don't
just,
even know.
you just mocked yourself.
Right. I don't even know if this was actually filmed in the Philippines. Okay. I'm just saying because it could be a studio set. But he
He underestimated me, but
He
underestimated me.
underestimated
I mean, I'm
me.
seeing my uncle for some reason, like, you do not underestimate the Filipino people. Come on.
of course,
You know-
so did my opponent. He had no idea my people would be looking into his
My people.
crooked financial dealings. Please, sit.
No way a Filipino president or any president would do such a thing. Maybe. I don't know.
Elizabeth.
Well, I am sure that you are going to be a strong and principled leader.
I will make the Philippines stronger and more independent.
Yikes.
It's just so
President
bad.
Andrade, don't you find in the final analysis that it is our friendships and our partnerships that determine our true strength?
If they're the right ones.
Yes. Which is why I am here as your partner to ask
Looks like
widely
he
considered to be
practiced or
yours.
rehearsed
after
that
all.
100 times.
Partners,
Yeah.
you call us this now, but that was not your intention when you bought us from Spain and kept us as a colony after promising us freedom.
I'm sorry. It's just too bad. I can't watch it anymore. It's just bad.
This is the impression that I'm getting out of that. Hearing him in that performance, like it's like he read that part of the script. Like
Right.
let's say the episode is like 60 pages long.
Right.
He read his 2, 3, 4, 5 pages, 5 minutes on screen, and he just focused on those 2, 3, 4, 5 pages for the next 100 rehearsals, and that's the only thing
Yeah.
that he focused. It's like, did you read the rest of the episode?
It's just too much, right? It's too
Did you-
much.
do you notice that people are not acting the way that you're acting? Like people are acting like normal. Parang he knew in the back of his mind that he has this breakout role that he can be discovered on Netflix and this really
Right.
big series that's coming out, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta memorize my lines." And here I am, I'm memorizing my lines. I got it, I'm doing it, and I'm gonna do a really good performance. For sure.
He literally transformed himself. He's like, okay, so this is him, right? He's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I should protect, like, you talk to the Filipino people. Should I do it that way?
And
Really?
if I'm gonna offer the seat, I should probably offer the
Right.
seat.
Right. But I think you hit it. You hit it really well, though. It's a Filipino pretending to have an accent as a Filipino, and it just came out really, really bad.
It's a bit insulting, actually.
Yeah. But it's a good episode. I mean, I liked it and whatnot, but I just found it pretty. I don't know if I was insulted or
But-
do I find it funny. But now I kind of just find it funny.
Here's the
I'm
thing.
not insulted by it.
I also feel a bit. I feel a bit sympathy for the actor. Was there not like a director or an assistant director telling him to pare like pare yung acting mo
Calm down a
medyo
bit.
ano ng konti like ano lang tayo. Like we're not on stage. We're in front of cameras. You can
Right.
like tone it down a little bit.
Right.
Di ba?
Dapat they should have like had some kind of person just
Or
yeah
the
consulting,
people-
I guess.
the people on set were probably like, should he be acting that way? Like, I don't know. He's Filipino. He's acting Filipino.
Right.
I don't want to tell a Filipino how to act like a Filipino. So they probably just shut their mouths and didn't say anything if it didn't
Right.
look bad. I don't want to insult the Filipinos if that's the way their Filipino presidents act.
That's kind of funny though. I don't know.
Do we have Wi-Fi in the studio? Do we
At
need to
first, I
research
was
a little
like,
bit?
did they purposely portray a Filipino president like that? Like he's some kind of monkey? You know?
What do you mean, monkey?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like his actions were like, because at the end of that scene, he gropes her. He like he slaps her butt.
Oh,
Oh,
so he's
did you?
supposed to be an asshole.
Yes, like a complete douchebag.
All right. So director probably told him, okay, pare, you're the asshole in this story, yeah?
Right.
I
So he's
agree.
like,
That
okay,
was
asshole,
And,
asshole.
and look
How would
at
an
how
ass-
he's sitting too. Did you see that?
How would an asshole
But
act?
it was
How would an
also a
asshole
very
act?
Right.
different time in both of our histories.
Perhaps it is time for us to
So-
go our separate ways.
I think he went a little
President
overboard with the
Andrade.
asshole thing and took it all the
Probably
way.
think
all right
that
there.
if we can enforcements that you're interested in, then I think we can probably resume these.
Big.
Yeah. Hold on, let me turn it down. Wouldn't it be more interesting if he acted very gentlemanly throughout the whole scene,
Yeah,
and
and all
then
of a
he
sudden
does
does
that
that.
thing at the end,
Right.
or at
Right.
least like sort of slowly, incrementally showing his assholeness and not
Right.
being 100% asshole throughout the whole time?
Right, right. That's what I'm saying. From the get go of this episode, they portrayed him as like a somebody who's just power greed and like uses women like sexual toys, basically.
Subtlety.
So-
It's a lost art.
It's annoying, but now that I look back into it, it's kind of funny. You know.
Yeah, but well, I don't know. Should
So-
be happy, I guess, that Filipinos represent. Ooh.
Right, right. Listen, I want to jump into this real quick before we run out of time. Olympus Mountain. I never knew that it was the largest mountain in the solar system. Okay, first of all, to begin with, I've always thought that it was like Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world, which it
Where
is.
is it?
What? Olympus Mons.
Mons.
Olympus Mons is in Mars.
Oh, okay.
It's in Mars. So basically, they just have this picture. I guess the satellite catches this image of like, oh my
Yeah.
God, look at this. Is this like a mole in this planet? But it turns
It's
out,
it's a pimple.
right. Everest supposedly the largest mountain in the world, which is kind of weird because actually
No,
it's
not
Mount
largest
Kea.
mountain in the world.
It is the tallest peak in the world from
Okay,
the
okay.
ground, but
All right.
size wise, it's actually Mauna Kea. I can't pronounce it, but that's actually from the very bottom of it, which is under the ocean, all the way up. That's how I think that's even bigger than Everest. You know what I mean? So, but in retrospect, can you? I wanted to see or show you like the difference real quick. Let's take a look at this video real quick that I have. It's a short clip.
Oh, you got a
It's
chart.
how-
You got a comparison,
I
a visual
I
comparison
do have a
on what it
comparison.
looks like.
I do have a comparison, but this is like just a short clip about Olympus Mons real quick.
Largest mountain in the entire solar system is.
I mean, it looks like a pimple. You know what I mean?
You've likely heard that the largest mountain in the entire solar system is Olympus Mons, located on Mars. But have you ever seen the size comparison to the largest mountains
That's
here on
ridiculous.
Earth? Do you even realize how gigantic Olympus Mons really is? Olympus Mons is 25 kilometers or 16 miles tall and 600 kilometers or 374 miles.
This is like if you make the peak of it, you're literally in space. Basically, that's how big this thing is.
wide. To give context to that, the
16
area of
miles
this mountain
high.
is about the size of Arizona and twice as tall as the tallest mountain here on Earth, Mount Everest. But Mount Everest is only the tallest mountain on land. What about the tallest mountain that starts from the ocean floor? Mauna Kea is actually the tallest
Kea.
mountain on Earth from the base to its peak.
Right.
And that one is a lot bigger than Mount Everest, so surely that will be taller, or at least as tall as Olympus Mons, right? Nope. Not even close. Olympus Mons still towers
that.
over everything. In fact, if Olympus Mons was here on Earth, the peak of the mountain would be almost higher than the Earth's ozone layer. You've likely heard that
That's just insane.
Interesting.
Imagine something like that being here on Earth. Do you know how people will just? How do I share something real quick? Window pala. So in retrospect, this is like how it's in comparison wise, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. So Everest, Mauna Loa, Olympus Mons. I mean, if people
So-
are taking days just to climb Everest, imagine how long it would take just to climb Olympus
Elon
Mons.
Musk better figure out how to get us to Mars already so we could
Right.
visit Olympus Mons.
I mean, I just thought that's kind of cool, and it's actually a volcano from according to scientists and whatnot, and it was built from lava just spewing out for
Oh.
decades. Yeah.
Nice.
So I was like, holy crap! Imagine something like that being put inside of Mount Everest. I mean, right next to Mount Everest or inside the Grand Canyon, even. That's amazing. It basically peeks out of the Grand Canyon. It's like they're sticking out still. That's how big it is. And I'm like, oh, anyway. I've been watching it because it's been catching my eye. I'm like, Jesus Christ, the sheer size of it is as wide as an entire state of Arizona. And if it touches, it goes over the ozone layer. That's literally in space already. I'm just saying. And then it brought back the thought or the idea to me. You've heard about that guy, that Red Bull guy that jumped off the space, right? From space. Parachuted into a. So I'm like, okay. That's just too much. Anyway, I just thought that it was interesting, and I was like, all right, that's it.
Yeah, Olympus Mons is interesting in as far as natural phenomenons or natural, size is concerned. But
Right.
for me, in as far as like man-made stuff is concerned, that's the one that twists my brain around also. I mean, I appreciate the size that you're talking about,
Right.
but for me, it's like usually it's like the man-made stuff, like what you just said, like jumping off, from space.
From space, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. The pyramids, that kind of thing is the one that's a
The
bit crazy for me.
That's. I think we need to do an episode just talking about the pyramid stuff because that's always something that there's so many questions.
On the next episode, I should tell you about how I actually got to meet Vhong Navarro.
Did you really get to meet him?
Yes.
When?
As in, I shared the
Like,
the,
hey,
the
what's
link.
up, buddy?
Yes.
Type of
Yeah.
thing?
Yes.
Okay.
As
I never
in,
knew
as
that.
in, as in, like it's a bit of a long story, pero as in, meet si to, si nakilala mo na, here, you meet and then like that.
Yeah. Hey, let me
And I
ask you a
was-
question. I know we're all over the place here, and we're probably not going to
Mm.
get to talk about the other stuff, but that's fine. I don't know if you've met or seen a lot of celebrities, okay, or athletes or whatever. Do you get starstruck?
No, yes and no. There's
Yeah.
a difference. There's a
Like,
difference
do you
between
go up to like, oh, I want to take a picture? Do you do that kind of stuff? Do you get like, let's take a picture? Can we take a picture? Or do you really go out of your way to see them?
I don't know if the word is starstruck, but there was a time that I got to meet. I think one of the biggest ones that I got to meet was Avril Lavigne and Rob
Okay.
Thomas.
Oh,
Okay,
where?
These are in Singapore. There was an MTV Music Awards kind of thing, and then I was part of the media. representing Nickelodeon back in the days. Like there was like Kids Choice Awards or something like that. I don't
Right.
know if you called it starstruck, but I was so like my brain was so confused, or I was so I don't know if the word is starstruck, but I was so surprised at how short Avril Lavigne was compared
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
me,
She's really short.
and how tall Rob Thomas was compared to me. So I was just like, it was just one of those things that you wouldn't expect. Like I for some reason I thought when I meet them, they'd start singing and
Right.
like, okay, yeah, that's cool.
Right. Right.
But it was actually their physical height that got me really like
Ah.
confused. So it wasn't
Right.
because they were right in front of me, but it was just one of those like my brain couldn't put two and two together, and parang
Right.
he or she looks this short or that tall on video, but on in real life parang ganito pala. So that's
Hmm.
the I don't know if you call that being starstruck or what, but yeah, I
I
cat
don't.
got my tongue. There was
Yeah. I
no
don't
words that
really
would come out
get.
of my mouth.
I really don't get that starstruck. I don't really get starstruck actually, depending on who it is. I think there has to be. I have to be like a super fan for me to like go out of my way to try to see them. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, so Michael Jordan, when he used to play
Mm,
for the
mm.
Wizards basketball team, he used to go to this club called Shark Club in Bethesda,
Is he
which
tall?
was my old. Oh yeah, he's tall. I mean, he's
He
six
looks
six, six
short on
seven,
he
whatever.
he looks short on video.
Everybody's tall. He's just short. I'm just short. That's it.
But
I mean,
Michael Jordan compared to all other basketball players is pretty short though, right?
he's an average size.
Average. Oh,
Yeah, he's
okay.
six
So you
six, I
got to meet
think.
him in person. Wow, six six.
No, I didn't meet him, but I he just walked right past me because we were at the bar, and at the
Mm,
other side of the bar is a pool table, a bunch of pool tables, and
mm,
him and a
mm,
couple other basketball players like Christian Leitner, um, and there's this other player that came with him. I've seen them twice or three times at the bar playing. They just walk to the back of the pool area and play pool over there. I didn't
mm.
bother. I'm like, holy crap! And the great part about it is nobody at the bar was like, oh, taking pictures. They just left him alone. So it was kind of cool seeing that. I think the only actor that kind of like really, or the only celebrity that I saw that I was like, oh my god, I want to see you, was Robin Williams. Yeah.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm.
You remember the movie Good Will Hunting?
Yeah,
So
one of my
the
favorites.
one of the places that I was actually working at in San Francisco. So there's this scene in Robin Williams' office, his I guess psychiatrist or psychologist office or psychiatrist office was actually
Mm,
filmed two buildings down from my old work.
mm.
You know, and hey, how's it going? Who's that? Juice
Juice
Gazer.
Gazer.
Yeah.
Ching ching.
Anyway, um, and I guess they were done taking a break from filmings that Matt Damon and Robin Williams were hanging up front.
Mm.
And I was like, "Holy crap, that's Robin Williams!" And I actually yelled, "Hey, Robin, how you doing?"
Uh,
Yeah, and then it was kind of cool.
did he
Yeah,
turn around and like,
yeah. He
I'm
turned
okay
around.
lang,
Good luck. He
pare.
went like this. But besides that, not really. I mean, I don't get too starstruck. Even when I went to the Philippines that one time, I was at this bar again. I can't remember where it was in Greenbelt, maybe one of those bars. And there's like a bunch of celebrities hanging out that I don't know their names. I think one of them was this actor, not Jericho. I can't remember, but they were like all GMA people, you know.
Mm,
And I was like, okay, I've seen them in movies, but all right, whatever. I don't get too starstruck. I don't know why,
mm, mm.
you know.
It doesn't occur to me to take a picture right away though. That's
Yeah, no,
that's
it
the thing.
doesn't
That's
either.
the good and the bad thing about my 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 attitude towards celebrities.
Right.
Because I see them as people, and I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
be bastos. I don't want to be
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean. And I don't want to treat them like. And I think this would be the bad thing about being a celebrity, whether local or international type. is that you look like you're just like a piece of meat, or you're
Mm,
just like some kind of statue that, oh, I took a picture, and then like they don't really care about your day and
right.
they just leave. In the worst case of that, yung people have this idea that you owe them your time, because you do, because you wouldn't be a star without your fans. But at the same
Right,
time,
right.
those fans naman, I think, don't have the right to be like, take a picture of me, or else magagalit ako sir. I'll get mad at you or
Mm,
get
mm.
upset if you don't take a picture. It's like, like there's timing, diba? There's
Oh,
this is the person having lunch like with his kids or family. Those are like, wait until they're done. Maybe ask the waiter, can you please ask Robin Williams or whatever if I can just take a picture with, right? You know what I mean?
right,
Like a
right.
subtle way to do it first, versus going like straight to the guy and say, "Can I take your picture? Take a picture with me."
Right,
'Di ba?
right.
Yun yung nakakatakot tsaka nakakabastos, I think. But who am I to say, right? But yun, like that's the first thing that I mean, I appreciate them as artists, which reminds me, there's a situation that's going on online here right now
Right.
about. Can I segue real quick? This will just take a couple of minutes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
So there's this band that goes on stage, and I guess there's a miscommunication about who's going on stage first. They're doing their sound check kind of thing already. This
Right,
local Filipina celebrity goes on stage, does her thing. Basically, there's like a misunderstanding on who's going to be performing.
right,
And
right.
then and this is the point of the story, the lead vocalist of the band says something like, for the respect of us artists, konting respeto lang, parang ganyan. It's like, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, who are you? What are you talking about, artist? You're a band.
Yeah,
Yes, you're an artist. Musikero ka. You're an artist. But
right.
she, as a sexy Filipina pretty girl,
Mm.
even if she doesn't know how to sing, she's still an artist. You're both artists. You're not more artist than the other person. You know what I mean? Because you're a
Yeah.
band. That's my 2 cents about that situation right now. I think I forget the name of the band. They're not my they're not my I'm not listening to music lately, but like, Orange and Lemons, I think. So
Ah,
the
ah.
lead vocalist like walked out, or there's something like that, and then they're like answering back and forth at each other,
Mhm.
online on whose fault it was or whatever. But like the one that really just caught my attention is, para sa ating mga artists, it's like, because you're in a band, because
Right.
musikero ka, you're more artist than the sexy star that doesn't know how to sing. Like she was
They're like
also in,
trying to compare and whatnot. Oh, because we're doing more, that's why.
you know the video that I'm talking about?
I don't know the
The one,
video, but I can understand what you're saying.
yeah, basta there's this issue about this band. They go up on stage, they do their sound check, and then this artista girl gets up on stage, and whether it's the announcer's fault or the organizer's fault or what, while the band is doing their sound check, the girl comes up on stage and tries to do like her karaoke -1 singing
Mm.
number.
Is
Then
this in the Philippines?
she gets interrupted by the sound check, so nobody could hear what that she's singing, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So there's this thing going on stage, whether the girl is supposed to
It's a
be on
schedule mix
stage
up
or not.
probably, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, basta parang merong konting kabastusan going on,
That
whoever's
sucks.
fault it was or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
But
yeah.
the highlight of it was when the band was about to perform already. The musikero, the artist band member says something like, like they're like in the middle of another song or something like that. He interrupts the set and says something like, para dun sa mga respeto naman sa mga artist.
Oh,
It's like,
oh.
feeling artist, like, sino ka? For me, it's like, who are you to say that you are more artist than the other person that's sharing the stage with you?
Right, 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 right. That's the
Uh,
band member saying that.
yeah, the lead vocalist from the band.
Yeah, I mean that's just like that's
Basta
kind of
that
crappy
that
to
word
do, though.
that word
Especially to your
artist
fellow
is like a
performer.
The word artist is like a trigger word for me.
Yeah, yeah,
Respeto sa mga artist.
right. Um,
Sorry, I got backtracked. What were we talking about? I got lost
no,
in
they were.
the.
I was just asking about getting starstruck. Although the other person I do get starstruck, or I ever did get starstruck on, was Frank Sinatra. That was it, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
yeah.
very at a very, very, very young age. I've always been a Frank Sinatra fan. I loved his music. I love his music. You know.
Ako baliktad eh. When I see like high performers, like Pacquiao, I
Oh,
got to see Pacquiao. I didn't meet him, but
oh,
I saw him at the U.S. Embassy one time. Ako naman baliktad with Pacquiao. I love how human he is, and he's not like
oh.
starstruck kasi there's like this ethereal, wow, you're such a more than human kind of
Right,
starstruck
right,
kind of
right.
thing. Ako naman when I saw Pacquiao, it's like, uy pare, parang you know, I almost felt like I could, you know, pwede
Yeah,
makiinuman with him kind of thing.
I did I did have some kind of I did have a number of experiences like that actually. Me living close to the Washington Redskins or Commanders site, it's
Mm,
literally 5 minutes away where they practice and whatnot. There's actually a lot of football players that live where I live,
mm.
and before I've had drinks with a lot of them, and it's like, okay, I'm not gonna name names because I don't want to name drop, but one of their most popular quarterbacks here and there, I've had a drink with. Their coach, I've had a drink
Ah,
with. You know what I mean?
ako I want to
Um,
name names. I want to name
I
names.
don't want to just because I live here and like some people might see it. Oh, it didn't happen if you don't have pictures. Well, you know what? There's tons of pictures. and,
I'll name
and
names. Uh, I I I I didn't get to drink or what, but like wag na naya na ako. I don't want to name
yeah,
names. But yeah, but ako, for me, maybe it's because it's local artists or what. But even
yeah,
for
yeah.
international artists, I just love how human or approachable or how human they are.
Right, 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 right.
But again, the one that really effed up my brain was the height.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that doesn't match my expectations. That's the one that screws me over
Right,
actually.
right.
But
Hey,
that they're right in front of me, that I can reach up and touch them, that doesn't really
yeah,
like starstruck me kind of thing, except
yeah.
I don't know, except if they do something special maybe.
Hey, we're actually running short on time. We're about to end this. I just wanted to do a quick shout out. Hey, Juice Gazer, somebody watching on Twitch. Thanks for your
Mm,
comments and watching. Um, what you call it? Share the word, spread the word. Check it out here and there. We're
mm.
live. You can check us on YouTube as well and on Facebook. All right, thanks, guy. Hey, sorry to cut you off. Anything else you want to add? I think we're done for the day. We're out of time.
That's it. Drizzle, drizzle.
Drizzle, drizzle.
That's it. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
All right, guys.
You know
Thank
what
you
really
for
what those mean?
joining us. Please watch the next episode on Wednesday, and then on Sunday again. That's at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's 7 p.m. in the Philippines. Like, subscribe, check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, etc., etc., etc. Anything else you want to add, man?
Drizzle, drizzle.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Again, this is The Flip Side with Jay and Noel. My name is Jay.
Name's Noel. Sprinkle,
We'll,
sprinkle.
we'll catch you guys later.
On the flip side.
Peace out.
Catch us on the next episode, Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Philippines. This is The Flip Side.